Okay. Howdy. Coming at you from a new background. I'm in a phone booth. Let's open up the live. So there we go. Excellent. How y'all doing? Welcome. If you're watching me live, watching me on VOD, this is going to be a guide. I'm trying to wrap up the second half of this Switzerland hiking guide stream. Okay, we got some Skyrim music. We'll get rid of that in a minute. Let's pull up the scene and get it going here. It's probably very loud. There we go. Okay, shush. All right, last time we made it to about right here. I think I need to talk less about the production and more about like, I was thinking about how this video could be better. And I think I'm positioning it in terms of how to hike the Haute Route in Switzerland more. Like everything, these are 3 potential title ideas. So, like I said, I'm trying to get multiple different videos from this behind the scenes. And I think that instead of like a guide, well, yeah. There's the narration video and then the guide. And I'm just trying to think of like who the video is for, what would be helpful to them, and then like how I could talk in a way that I can make the video from that. So we'll just have to see. But right now I'm in a co-working space. This is the first day. We'll see how it goes. I've got 6 months here. Not sure if it was a mistake or not. But yeah, this is the ultra minimal streaming setup. I'm in a phone booth right now. And we'll have to see how the audio is because I'm using the wireless super, like just plug it into my computer and then just wear this right here set up. And I'm not sure if I have to be quiet or not, so we'll see. Okay, let's get into it. So where did we leave off? Day 3, about halfway through. See, it's like, it's funny because like the thing that I can comment on the most probably is the production, like how I filmed the video and the decisions I made in that aspect. But as far as hiking, like, I don't know, it's kind of silly, like the advice I would give to someone hiking, because it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, so like maybe talking directly with someone who's interested in doing this hike and having their questions for like what would actually be helpful for a guide or how to hike would be better, but I don't know. Okay, so it's day 3 of the Haute Route and we're all together because we took the gondola up. And this next section was pretty flat going across and around this like grassy area. Good morning, Amy. This is the BeFree bottle. I have talked about it a lot. I love using this to collect water from anywhere. Quick, easy. This might have been like the most we sweat on the trip going up this hill. Once again, overcast, not really the best for filmmaking when this is all kind of blown out and then the foreground is in shadow.
Donating?
Had a long lunch up at this pass, and then I think we broke off individually and spread out the group a bit as we descended because we could legit see the hut. It's to the left behind, it's hidden about right here with this shot. There's like definitely a quality drop on the telephoto. This is the 70mm. And it's not quite there. The quality is not there. Reaching the lake. What was the name of this cabin? This is day 3. Name of this cabin. Yeah, so you can see there was like 2 different ways down to this. This was like the shortest way probably. Cabane de Louvie and Lac de Louvie. Yeah, so from where the pass up where we had lunch, we could see the hut, the lake. Easy descent. This cabin was pretty busy. There was most of the cabins were booked solid, so there was always people, but maybe the size was smaller, so it felt like there was a lot more people here. And like the weather is so nice. It was great to it was perfect to just put on a sweater and just hang out outside, get a drink, warm up in the sun, but also have some breeze. Typical hut routine, Crocs, find your bed. It's always smart to like jump and find the best bed. I got one against the wall. That's definitely high on the list.
New ones.
Once again, changing out of this dirty, disgusting sun hoodie into this lighter fleece.
That was not a full head dip.
And it was warm enough for some people to go in the lake. I just went in with my legs, but
Just out of frame, he's not going to make the video.
some people went all the way.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm just dipping my calves.
Yeah, put
in
your
the
whole
water.
body in and then.
What camera and lens am I using in this video? It is the Sony ZV-E1 with a 16 to 35 f 3.4. No, 16 to 35 f4. Yeah. I always have that info. People playing chess, people drinking beers. Another easy day. I don't know what is, probably like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock that we're here. So that's hours and hours and hours of downtime to hang out, chill, walk around. A little too much in my opinion, but if you're gonna have time to hang out at a hut, it's fun in a group. Because like I do this by myself sometimes, it's just not as fun. Good morning, Charles. How you doing? And the weather cleared up, so it was nice for sunset. For dinner, we had a big old soup, which is nice. It's like leek, carrot, lentils. Pasta with mushrooms. This dining room was awesome. The big wooden tables are always fun, and this beautiful painting. It's a massive painting. You can see the scale, but it's of something in the area. I don't know exactly what, but it was nice. Good morning, dead night, Tiger. How are you doing?
Here there's a few, definitely one river crossing.
And then once again that night, our guide asked us to do a preview of the next morning, and it's always fun.
It's a proper river crossing. It's a little bit of our favorite.
There you are, Amy, with your little puffin hat. Moon came out, nice sunset. All the music in this video was from Music Bed. Oh, and the cat. Yeah, the cat came out finally. A couple of us were following the cat around trying to get some good shots. The friend of the cat. And I had like that night shot, but like no actual night shot and no morning shot really. So once again, it's always tough to get the transitions from day to night. And I think this text helps set that tone. But yeah. And then the Swiss huts, you definitely want to follow their rules and fold things and make it nice and clean as much as you can the morning after. Woke up to a almost completely clear morning. In that direction. The cat's name we found out is Chip. Awesome. I love that. Jar Films, gotta say, man, I love your work and it has inspired me to make similar videos. Nice. Do you use another lens for low light? No, I just use that lens for everything. Absolutely everything. Okay. So now we're going up. Again. This is day 4. So let's pull open day 4. Almost halfway through the hike, I would say. And we're starting here. We're going up, 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 up. Big, huge climb. But it's stretched out over almost 4 miles. So this initial part is pretty tough, but once you get up over that, it's not too bad. And then a little up and down. Definitely in high alpine country, and then down slightly. Spoiler, we trail run this a bit, and then a quick little dip back up to this cabin. All in all, just shy of 8 miles, and it was about 4 hours of moving time. So I took an almost 3 hours break. So again, another easy day. You know, to not even break 10 miles is not that much. Not that much. And you know, we had breakfast, we get a slow start. It's just how these group hikes go, I guess, right? Justine Chan, good morning from Hong Kong. Good morning. So with the blue in the background, you know, I really exposed for this back here, so this is a little dark, but these flowers down here in this swampy area was beautiful. And I think the Spanish Catalonian guys that we met and followed along this whole hike slept over here in tents or in the hut. That would have been funny to like pass them that morning. This was the first and only time, I believe, we saw these Ibex. I believe they're Ibex with the big horns. I pushed ahead fast just so I could get some drone shots without bothering anyone alone. And this is from up high. So the cabin we slept at was right here with the lake. So, you know, we came all the way up to this spot, kind of. Hello from Switzerland. My question to most Americans, why are you always just in Bern, Oberland, Grindelwald, Brienz, Lauterbroen, Interlaken, Wallet? Why are we just in those areas? That's a good question. So these clouds were like, the clouds kept changing so much. Like looking at the 70mm punched in telephoto drone shots, I'm like not sure. It's a quality drop. I think these guys were from Poland. Super nice. Chatted with them a bit. And I had some time to kill up at this pass waiting for the group to catch up. So I did drone shots there, and then I did drone shots just pass. And I just thought the clouds contrasting the white with the blue was beautiful with this like dark, snowy rock. The contrast is just insane for these shots. It's like a desert, it's very dry up here. The glacier. And then finally met up with the rest of the group, and then we continued down to this lake. And it was nice. I don't know what I'm doing with this shot. This shot's not that good at all. A little colder up here. You can see the gloves are out. This rock had the marker for the trail, so you follow these markers the entire way, but this one was massive for some reason. I don't know. Just a bunch of little alpine lakes. You can see me up here. We're coming down and around these little ponds. I thought this section was nice. A little rocky. I'd love to know how you stayed physically prepared living in a city environment. Yeah, I definitely have not, like it's winter right now, so I'm not doing much at all, but I just kind of walk around a little bit. And then I used to run a lot, but nowadays I'm not running as much now that I'm a father. I don't work out, I don't know. I just eat well. I think that's the key. So I let some of the audio breathe here between the music pieces. And now we're just going down to that hut. Music pops back in with this hut. This one was, so it has like this older one, and then I think they built this new one sooner. Yeah, like this looks new, this looks old, but people were sleeping in both. I think the guides and like some of the other people were in that one sleeping. Really nice hut with the umbrellas and chairs outside. You can kind of see them, but there's like actual lounge chairs right here that were fantastic. This was delicious. I don't know what this is called, but rösti, I think that's what it's called, yeah. The egg and speck, pickles, cheese, tomatoes, amazing. But this is like the story of the trek. You know, we arrive at 2 or 3 o'clock, and then we have a good like 4 or 5, 6 hours to kill before sunset and dark, and usually everyone just goes to bed once it gets dark, so. Rösti, Swiss version of hash browns, yeah. There are so many other beautiful, less touristy places in the Swiss Alps, remote, rugged, high alpine spots. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, so instead of just expecting people to know, it's like, Send me an email with the ideas. A new hut, a new sleeping arrangement. This time we're packed like sardines along the edge of this room. Some people choose to like take a nap or just rest in the beds as soon as we get there. But here's a little hack that we figured out. Our entire group was in this room, but I think we had like 3 open beds. So what we did to create a little space between people is you take out the mattress of the bed that's not being used, and then you can kind of adjust the spacing between the remaining beds, which is genius. Definitely like a good little quick thing that you can do just to give yourself open space for everybody instead of just leaving one of the beds open. You know what I mean? Because having just like a couple inches on both sides is like a big difference. Cabane de Louvie. They had foosball, which I will always play. I'm playing with Taryn here. This hut had lockers to keep your bags separate from the hut on the outside. And then I flew the drone at sunset and got some really high contrast sunset stuff. Yeah, this like was really good looking footage with the color and light. And then a preview of the lake on the other side. But with these like sunbeams coming down is really nice on the glacier here. Big T. One joke that we had at this hut was sitting in those lounge chairs, we looked across and there was a rock that looked like a marmot, that little like rodent thing, and we kept fooling people and tricking people saying that it was a marmot who came over because you could barely see. So we would, every time someone new came over to our group, we'd be like, do you see that marmot over there? It's staring at us. Like it's been staring at us for 5 minutes straight. Just to see how long we can trick people into thinking that it's an actual marmot and not a rock. And then we sent the drone over to like inspect it close up. And yeah, it's just a rock. I don't know, it's just like a silly, stupid little joke that we really leaned into for that hut because we were just killing time. You get a bit silly when you're killing time. So now we have day 5. This was a very cold and windy morning. You can see everyone's hooded up for the most part. Let's grab the day 5 map. Hello Craig, I repeated your 50-mile Altavia 2 route, way harder than it looks. Your videos make it look effortless. Yes. Yeah, that was a tough one, I do recall. All right, we're right here. We go up over that lip, like I showed with the drone shot, and then we go down to Lac de Dis. Lac de Dis. It might be a reservoir. Yeah, it looks like a reservoir with the dam here. We go along it, and then we go up. Yeah, it's very flat along the lake. And then up to this high point above. And then we get the view, no, it's down to Arolla. 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 Oh yeah, now I'm remembering. Okay, so this is where we take a bus at the end. But this eventually turns into a lot of woods. So yeah, let's look at that. This was 11.2 miles, so a little longer of a day. But honestly, this flat spot along the lake is just autopilot. It's a bit boring, it's monotonous. Yeah. There are like no trees. I'm setting the timer for her talk. So nice having the arrows. It's very dramatic. We're going up to this pass. Yeah, another easy day. Nothing too crazy. And then we go around and up over this pass right here. So you can kind of almost always see where we're going in every shot like this. That's what I'm trying to do as much as possible. Like foreground, the next hour, and then the next hour after that. Another packed lunch. We ate it just at the end of this reservoir, kind of waiting for people to catch up before we start the pass. Apples and sandwiches, mustard. The German in our group brought a packet of mustard. That was a excellent addition. Usually I'm not a mustard guy, but after this trip, like when you're very hungry and you have kind of basic food, it's very nice to just elevate it in some sense. So super important, a little packet of like a big tube of mustard. It was delish. Oh yeah, I forgot about this pass. Yeah, so it's very steep right before the top of the pass, and that's what this is. Oh yeah, I've got drone shots. So we've got some cables, chains. I could not use them, but they are helpful in this. So you can see the zigzag. It's very Mordor going up to Shelob's lair-esque. I rushed up there so that I would have some time to drone alone. I quickly got this done before this guy came up. I just didn't want to bother anyone too much. But this was, you know, very cool. I don't know why I don't have like a wider shot. I definitely had like a more further back shot approaching the pass to show it more in scale. This is a little too tight for me. I don't know why I didn't use it in the video though. I should have. And then just like having a little bit of motion as the subject like helps the drone shot a little bit. So like just take a step back, take a couple steps while you're taking your shot. And then I just rushed down after that pass. I didn't wait for anyone at the top there. I just continued down. I brought a tube of mustard from home on this trip, Amy says. Excellent. You gotta get that Swiss mustard. And then we could see Zermatt for the Matterhorn for the first time at this point. This tip right here, I believe it's Matterhorn. It must be. How many days are your hikes normally? Anywhere from 2 to 2 weeks, so 2 to 12. Typically, I'd say 3 days, 3 to 5 days is ideal. But I'm kind of getting more into doing fewer treks and longer treks. So, do group hikes stay together or split up based on pace? For this one, what happens typically is the first day you stick together because everyone's getting to know each other, and as people get more comfortable and the guide trusts us more, and as we get more bored, we separate and do our own thing a bit more. Yeah, usually like the last day or second to last day is when I get into trail running mode, and if I hit a pass, I just kind of want to run down it. Like, it's not that I'm like over the trip, but it's just super fun for me to get some speed and get some exercise. So I did that on my Manaslu trek. Like as soon as we did the big pass and started to get down into warmer weather, like I was like, let's go. So I ran, a couple of us ran like a full trail run for like 12, 15 miles. So yeah, in Arolla, we're getting back down into the vegetation and trees. So you can kind of get a sense of how high we were and how much we descended to go from absolutely nothing, you know, dry rock, glacier, and now back into like mossy forest. This hotel was awesome. What was the name of this place? This was just a detour, just a happy accident that I found. The Grand Hotel in Kurhaus. Grand Hotel. Yeah. So we were, you know, we're meeting at a spot for the bus, but I went ahead and I wanted to hang out there. Everyone else was hanging out at this little snack shop, La Chote, which is fine, you know. I wanted the more expensive beer. But staying here is probably expensive. And they had sheep, just chilling. Definitely like people sightseeing, road trip stuff. I had some wonderful, expensive pasta, fresh. It's delicious with the tomatoes. A big old beer. And then eventually everyone showed up. I paid my bill and went down to meet the bus.
You can edit it if you want.
So now we end up, where did we end up? So what was the bus ride we did? So whatever that is, Andreas. I took French and I don't even want to try. So we took a bus from here to here. So walking that, like the alternative to walk it would have been like this path along the stream, just going down, down, down. And then probably along the road here, and then this path. I mean, like, we could have done it, but it just is along the road, it's in the valley. There's no views, it's just trees. Like all this green, you can tell is like in the forest. So it was fine that we took the bus, we weren't missing much. By the way, how are the audio levels? Like this phone booth might be a little echoey, and I'm also using a new microphone. And I'm also not projecting my voice too much. So just let me know if you can hear the video and myself, if it sounds different. And I'll be able to check afterwards, but I'm just curious right now. Okay, we reached town. It was an adorable little village with plenty of Swiss flags. And of course, every bar has this Valaisan beer with like the ram logo. Everyone got their rooms. I got a private room this time. All wood everything, very old, very cute. Was able to charge my batteries. Some people might have taken showers. Doesn't seem like it. It seems like everyone just went down to get some beer. And this is where we had the cheese. Voice sounds a bit different, but the sound is okay. Okay, great. Great, great, great. So, does this have a name? It's like kind of fondue, but the way they're like melting it, it's just like potatoes and cheese again. But the vibe was immaculate. You know, this woman doing this outside, being able to see the whole process. seen that cheese bubbling on top as she takes away the slices and whatnot for us. So we got meat, we got gherkins, pickles, cheese, the like hard cheese, soft cheese, a different type of meat, and then the potatoes, and bread, and beer. So it's good, but like if you have too much of it, or if you had this every single day of this trek, it would get old very quickly. But it's like very fun the first time. Raclette, that's what it's called. Yes, correct. Swiss raclette. Okay, the next day, I woke up and decided to do a gear lay and showed all of my gear. I was taking some photos for Instagram, and I also wanted to show it in the video. But you can see, other than what I'm wearing, this is everything that I packed for this trek. And of course, links are in the description for all of this stuff. Today's packed lunch was yet again another baguette with tomato, lettuce, meat, maybe some cheese, a banana, and then some snacky snacks. People never really ate the chocolate and snacks. Everyone had the banana. Everyone definitely had the sandwich, but like I said, adding mustard was key. Okay, this is day 6. Let's pop this open and see what we're doing. I think this was a great day. 8 miles. Okay, yeah, so this day is a little different. I decided to hike up and meet where people were taking the bus. So I had the option to take the bus, which was going to right here. So right over La Forclaz, which is like the clothing company, right? I'm pretty sure that it's like based, like this town has something to do with the company. Like it originated here with this family or something, I don't know. But yeah, this is like a pretty popular brand. So yeah, I decided to hike up and meet where people were taking the bus, but I ended up getting there before them, so I just kept going, and then they caught up with me up at the pass. But this was almost a vertical mile. Almost, not quite, but just straight up, climb, 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 sweat, sweat, sweat. And then down, and then back up to where we'd be sleeping, which was Cabane de Moiry, which was one of the best, my favorite night of the trek. Did I make the right decision doing this? Sure. The only bad side was the flies. The flies were terrible. But I'm glad I did. Got some little extra exercise, extra mileage. And it's slightly different hiking out of the valley. It's like this grass. And because of the grass, that's where the flies come from. So, but I really like this shot. I thought this was a cool, very expansive, wide open shot. That's awesome. But yeah, I was battling the flies the entire time. All of these beautiful wood houses. I like this shot as well. Those two shots were some of my favorite from the trek. Forclaz equals Decathlon trekking brand. Okay. Oh yeah, here's the shot of the flies, so. One of the only handheld shots of the film, just to show the flies. They were bad. And plus I was sweating a lot, so the flies were attracted by that. There you can see the town that I started in. And now you can see the pass where I'm going up. You can see some people ahead of me. This is the sweatiest shot of the video. My back is drenched. And that sandwich tasted so good right there. It was the perfect sandwich at the perfect time. Now I'm meeting up with my group. You can kind of see them spread out behind me a little bit. We had lunch again at the top, but I already ate most of my lunch. That happened almost every single day. I would eat my lunch and then we'd get to our lunch spot and I would have nothing left. Okay, so this is the valley, and in the distance you can't really see it, but that's where we'll be sleeping. I think up here. There's the cabin. One of the best huts I've ever slept at. So cool, so unique, having this gigantic glacier view. Going up, there's just nothing else there, it's just the cabin. Really unique spot. I'm glad we got reservations there. It's like a little out of the way, but absolutely worth it if you're spending the night. A lot of like day hikers were going up because there's a road at the bottom. Right where we are right here, there's a road. We stopped for some beer at this little snack bar. Today was hot, so we were sweating a lot. And like we already did the big pass of the day, so then to go back up to the hut after was a little demotivating, but it's all we had to do for the day. So we have the stone cabin right there, and then you can see like the newer, like aluminum, more modernist addition. A lot of people out drinking. Yeah, the vibes of this new edition were really cool. Just like modern ski chalet vibes. They supplied the Crocs for us. I drank some beer. It was just really busy with all of the day hikers going up there from the parking lot. Go away. Shoot. And this was our sleeping arrangements. Plenty of time to drone. You could like step away from the hut on these like rocks in any direction kind of to find some nice secluded spot to take off and land to not bother anybody. And then I'd send the drone up over this glacier. This is pretty far up. Really cool to get like no rush. Yeah, like the layers of this is like almost sunset, but like the blue layers just cascading into the distance with these peaks. It's like foreground, midground, background, ultra background. It's gorgeous. Yeah, we would walk down to this rock to hang out a bit, take some group photos. This was so peaceful. This was the one place that you would want to like have extra time to hang out. And it's like the mist, the light going through the mist in the background, this gigantic waterfall right in front of us. And then I flew up and found this random statue. It's like a metal, like stone metal statue just on one of the peaks, which you could never see with your eye, and I didn't know it was there. The only reason I knew it was there is because I flew the drone up to investigate the peak. And you can see some footsteps in the mountain snow right here to give you a sense of scale. It's like a human-sized statue. It's cool. Like, you know, you can summit a peak in seconds and minutes with a drone. With the birds flying up there, it's just really cool. Oh, there's a punch-in, yeah. So it's like some kind of religious statue. It was a bit alarming at first. I didn't know what it was until I got close to see it was a statue. Sunset was colorful. We stayed up a bit talking and hanging out and shooting some like astrophotography. But then there was like a bunch of climbers sleeping up here with the window open, because you just always sleep with the window open because it's too hot at night. and they like asked us to be quiet because they had to get up super early before the sunrise to climb the next morning. So at the Swiss huts, you definitely have to be aware of your volume, especially at night. And then the moon came up over the horizon of the peaks here, and it was just like, it's hard to show it justice on this video, but it was just like a cool sight to see it. Like you could see the moon moving. Okay, we're moving. We got to finish. There's a guide here, so we're almost done. Day 7. Okay, so now we're backtracking a bit because we met up. No, that's the other side. Yeah. So we're backtracking to like here because we came and went this way, but now this day we're going along the edge, and then people had an option to just take a bus from here down to town, but I decided to just hike on my own along the river down through the woods to Gruben. And this would be almost 10 miles and almost entirely downhill. So 3 hours of moving time. Yeah, I was moving very quickly this day. Not that exciting. But there was some nice like grassy wheat for shots that I like to get. And just some nice morning light. Like most of the morning wasn't dark, but this was when the light started to hit the trail, so that's when I started getting shots. You can see I've already hiked like half of the distance. And then we have the view of the reservoir with the dam. Looking back, you can see the glacier that I was flying the drone of, and then I think this is where the statue was. And this is the road that people are taking to do the day hikes. So I hiked all the way down, I hiked along. You can see some people on the dam here. Reminds me of like GoldenEye, James Bond. Hey Craig, what hike would you recommend in Europe for someone who's never hiked before and would like to start doing it? For sure, Tour de Mont Blanc. I've hiked it, I've trail ran it, hiked a long part of it for this hike, and I do plan on going again this year with the group treks for beginners, so that's what I would recommend. Tour de Mont Blanc. It's one of the first hiking videos I shot. It's always fun walking along a dam like this. And the water's so turquoise. But yeah, today was just downhill, kind of boring. After this point, I went fast, didn't take too many shots. You can see how the dam is in the distance now. So like foreground, background, far background. And that's the town where I'm going. So every shot kind of has a purpose, like as far as showing where I've been and where I'm going. I liked the framing of this little lean-to take a little lunch break. And I was waiting for other members of my group to come by to meet up before I went to town. But yeah, nothing too crazy, nothing too special about this town. Probably more fun in the winter. I think that's the Valais flag with the stars, the red and the white. We had some pizza down in town at this patio spot. And then the hotel actually had a spa, so I decided to take my first shower of the trek. might have been like what, $35 for access to the spa, take a shower, go in the hot tub, in the sauna a little bit. Totally worth it because we had some time to kill before taking the bus to our next spot. FaceTimed my family. There was some Wi-Fi there. We went to the grocery store, got some snacks, and then loaded up in the bus to take us to a cog, which saved us a lot of hiking up. It was worth it. It was kind of cool to do. You know, it's a different form of transportation than what we have in the US. Until we made it to Cabane Bella something. So on the map, yeah, this would have been a nightmare to hike Bella Tola. So there's the peak. The hut is somewhere here. So yeah, we took the bus over to St. Luc, and then we took the cog up to this hut. And that was already in Crocs mode after that hot tub, so I had to do a little bit of hiking in my Crocs. Today's room, I was with the guide, and very Swiss skiing vibes up here. You could just picture like the skis and snow boots. Yeah, the chairlift vibes. So at this point in the trip, I was kind of getting a little done with it. This was day 7. Yeah. Just like feeling a little repetitive with the shots, repetitive with the days, just like a little more, way more downtime than I'm used to. But the group was vibing together, so that was helping, you know, keep everyone happy. Went off to get some sunset drone shots, very intense backlight, but like angled so I got the reflection off the roof here for that shot. And Hans was over droning with me, but this was flying up to where we would be hiking the next morning. And some people actually left in the middle of the night to go summit this in the dark for a sunrise with the guide, but I decided not to because I didn't want to, because we'd be going up there regardless. So after they did that, they came back down for breakfast and then went back up, which is crazy. But this was still sunset of day 7. And the hut, there we go. Yeah, there's some nice silhouette. Excellent colors. Best sunset of the trip, for sure. Okay, day 8. We loaded up with more snacks. It was getting to the point where people were starting to throw away their apples and their chocolates because they just weren't going eaten. Like, you know, we were getting almost too many snacks and people were like, enough. I just want the good food. Day 8. People are starting to get smelly. So imagine me wearing and sweating in this sun hoodie for 8 days now. Lifting my arms like this. Yeah. After a while, you start to be self-conscious. You don't want to like expose your armpit smell to people. It's a real thing. All right, let's pop open day 8. 3.5 hours of moving time. Like all these days is so short. Once again, up, about halfway to Bella Tola, a little dip, and then a gradual Decline down into Gruben. Yeah, straightforward. The zigzags up to Bella Tola were a little intense, and then there was like a little tiny bit of scrambling in this section. I think like up to the peak here. And I think some people bopped over to this peak to bag that before going up here. And it was funny because like up here, there was actually a mountain biker who was carrying their bike up. So they mountain biked down this same thing that I went down, and it seemed a little impossible to do. So Swiss people are crazy. Very clear day. This was also a hot day because of the sunlight. High into the alpine zone, no trees. Very easy to get drone shots with me and showing the trail where we're going. I think that's someone else in our group that I pretended to be me. And then, is that? I don't think that's Matterhorn. I think that's something else. Down on the other side, I found 2 or 3 people having lunch near a alpine pond. So we dipped our feet in, played some music. It was a nice, chill spot until the rest of the group stumbled upon us. Some of the most fond memories that I have of hiking are like the moments where you are tired and sweaty and you just stop to dip your legs in the water and have a snack. It's so nice. There's something about it, like being up there all alone. Ugh. The rest of the section up here above the tree line was quite dry, quite hot. I was alone, I was just booking it. I definitely had AirPods in for music or podcast at this point. Sun hoodie, clutch, schmoovin'. Yeah. Just like 360 views, very rocky, open, exposed. You need sunscreen or a sun hoodie for sure. Then down the other side, we got a lot of tourists and day hikers going up and down into the trees again, the pine trees. So for my typical speed, like I would probably be doubling everything we did. So, you know, the 8 to 10 miles that we hike for the day, I would probably do by lunchtime, and then I would do another. So if I were on my own, I'd probably do this hike in half the time and have a more fun time. Owl. Once again with the umbrellas for that beer, that local beer. So this was a proper hotel, but we still slept in like a very group dorm. I think this is technically rösti again, but done differently. Not as nice. No egg. And no speck or whatever, like the shaved meat. What's up, Jayan from Leicester, UK? What's up? This was not as good as the other one. Definitely needed some mustard. You can see on my face the sleeping arrangements with the dorms like this is just getting old. It's hot and uncomfortable. I'm very, you know, my clothes are pretty disgusting at this point. I feel like I have enough footage for the video. So someone in the group bought a bunch of wine, and we went down to the river, the stream here, and everyone just kind of lounged for an hour, getting properly wasted. What is the quality dip here? Plenty of time to kill. I think this is technically the next morning. We're packing up to leave. This is the last day. Yeah, day 9. So leaving Hotel Schwarzhorn. I will say when we arrived at this hotel, we got so much ice cream. Ice cream was the name of the game. People kept getting these gigantic sundaes, and it was like, oh, amazing, so good. Beer and ice cream and rösti. Craig the bridge troll. Oh. Yeah, the bridge troll. I almost got bopped in the head with a rock from some kids throwing rocks off the bridge when I was underneath. Okay, let's look at the map. So this is the final day of the hike. This would complete our 100 miles. Out of Gruben, almost a vertical kilometer up. And then down, not all the way, but around this edge we'll see the view. It's really nice. And this is the valley that leads up to Zermatt and Matterhorn, the mountain. So we'd be going to St. Nicholas this day to take a train, and you can see the cable car that we use right here. So this was 8.3 miles with almost, 3,500 feet gain. So climbing. We had breakfast together, and then I set off as soon as I was done, ahead of people. One, because it's easier to shoot my videos and especially fly the drone if I'm, have peace and quiet and I'm not bothering anyone. And 2, yeah, it's the last day. I typically am like AirPods in, want to go at my speed. Yeah. So I completely stairmastered this entire climb up. And for me, it's fun to sweat and exercise a bit, so that's how I want to do it. But the views were not that interesting. Honestly, these drone shots were a stretch. Just looking for anything interesting to shoot. Up at the pass, I waited a bit for lunch. And then this is the longest that I walked away from the camera, but I had someone to grab it for me. A lot of time passed between that clip and this clip, but there wasn't much to shoot. It was just exciting getting around this bend to see the views on the other side of the valley. And we're almost to the thumbnail of the video. This day was a bit hazy, more so than others, and maybe it was just this valley or the timing that we arrived, but it was a little disappointing how hazy it was because this view is gorgeous, but it's a little lackluster because of the haze. Yeah, you can see how hazy it is right here. So I had to do a bit of, Photoshop filtering to get the thumbnail looking how it looks. But this is more realistic of what it looked like when we were hiking. And down to the little hut with the cable car. Had this little man-made pond, I'm assuming, which I went in. It was nice and refreshing. And lots of families hanging out. Obviously at the top of any cable car, you're just gonna have day hikers and tourists and just locals hanging out. This Coke slapped. When you're hot and tired and done, a Coca-Cola is usually what you want. Took the sun hoodie off for the final time. Switched to the Alpha, just so I wasn't in my sweat anymore. And then we took turns taking the cable car down. I think it could only fit 4 people. So it took some time for everyone to get down there eventually. Down to the St. Nicholas train station. And then at this point, I kind of stopped shooting. Obviously we took the train to the town, and then we checked into the hotel, and then we walked around and had dinner. We celebrated Taryn's birthday, took him to a steakhouse, or got him a steak at a place. We did touristy town things in Zermatt, and it's a cool looking town, but I was kind of done. I took some Instagram stuff, but this is like the last shot of the video. I shot at sunset. I think that's what this is, and then I shot in the morning. But I was having so many issues with the drone for some reason that I couldn't really get the shot that I wanted. Maybe what I should have done is gone for a little hike.
Hello.
But
Craig Adams here.
what I do wish we got was me hiking with Matterhorn in the background. To do this whole 100-mile hike to this spot and then to kind of just give up at the end is a little disappointing for me. As a filmmaker making a video, I should have put another day's work of hiking and shooting to get good shots of the Matterhorn at the end here. I did research a couple day hikes, but I just kind of gave up at the end, which, whatever. And then that's it. So at the end here, I show the Instagram photos, I talk about the experience a little bit, and I'll definitely use this transcript with the part 1 transcript and now this transcript to formulate the next 2 videos. So let's see how that goes. But how expensive is Zermatt? It's very expensive. How long was this trail? 100 miles. 100 miles of hiking, but like I said, there's lots of alternatives. We took the bus, we took cable cars sometimes. Yeah. St. Nicholas is fun. Google St. Nicholas Christmas Church. The church is a Santa Claus on Christmas. Ooh, I don't know which one it is. Who knows? Let's do Switzerland. Is that it? Okay. Oh, it's a Santa Claus. Okay. Would have been worth it to see. And then from there, I could have stayed in Zermatt, but I just immediately went to Geneva and then spent a day in Geneva prepping for the next trip that I was doing, which was a flight to Islamabad for the K2 base camp trek. So I was already kind of switching my mind to the next hike and video. Oh, very clear views to Matterhorn. When we did it, it was covered by clouds and rain. Not gonna lie, a bit sad after hiking 200 kilometers to see. Yes, true. True. Yep. Craig, which trail did you go do after Zermatt? The one with the iron pegs? Starts with an L? I can't remember. It's on the all trails. Oh yeah, before Geneva, I went to this town to do a via ferrata. That's what I did. And that was cool. And I tried to make a YouTube video, but I was not prepared for the amount of 360ing that was necessary. The Dauberhorn, Great Dauberhorn. Yeah, so I was going in caves and whatnot, so this all trails activity is madness, but Yeah, I took a train over to Lukerbad and then did this via ferrata, which was the longest in Switzerland and excellent. Deserves its own YouTube video, but I'll have to do it with like an assistant because it was impossible to drone and shoot myself. Like, it was hard enough to just do it because it was my first via ferrata. So yeah, that deserves its own thing. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. This was just a focused stream. The next stream will be more of a normal work session. And I also want to review how it sounds, how it looks in this new phone booth style. I'm still not sure if I want to stream from home or here. So thanks for helping out. And the next part is to like make, like this was a recording to make 2 videos, so we'll see how those go. All right, y'all.